Hey.
You're late.
Kiddo, you ready to go? I'll have him back Sunday after lunch.
Just healthy food, okay? No pizza?
I'll give you $5 if you don't tell your mother.
Make it 35. Dad, you need dishes. Dad, look! Look! I'm a lady. Cool. Daddy, can I get this?
Whatever you want, kiddo. There's something in there. Oh, that's weird. There aren't any seams.
What does that mean?
I think whoever made this didn't want anybody to open it.
Together again. Just you and me together again. Isn't that a Muppet song?
I don't know. I don't know if that's like the theme to Full House.
Well, fuck it. It is now.
That's right. It's Leon and the co-host back together again for the first time.
Yes, sir. And I'm always excited when I get to hang out with you.
I know, man.
Shoot the shit and
it's
hang
fun.
out.
It's fun to go
I never
like
think
this.
of this as work, ever.
Well, good.
Call me crazy. I don't know.
You're crazy because it is work, and I better get paid for it.
Exactly.
But it is fun.
It is a
fun.
blast. And, of course, tonight we bring to you The Possession, another goddamn possessed little girl movie that the world needs.
in August or coming out in September. I don't.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Still August. Still August.
It's August. Yeah.
I don't get it, co-host. Why are we again getting all these low-level horror movies? Not in October.
Not in October where they should be.
Yeah.
Because I'm always thinking, what movies really do come out in October besides, the typical movie that always comes out towards Halloween, which is Paranormal Activity.
Right.
And I'm like, you got a whole goddamn month, to gear people up for that bullshit, that regurgitated shit that they're going to see again. Why not put The Possession and what was that other movie?
The Apparition.
The Apparition.
Yeah.
Why not throw all this shit in October?
I know.
Give me a break, Hollywood. Come on.
I mean, it feels like, wait, you come out, you go like, didn't I just see this movie
Yes.
last week? Now, to be fair, I will say I like this better than The Apparition. But
Because I heard The Apparition was a piece of shit.
man, it was dog shit. There's no getting around it.
Wow.
It's like if your friends were going to make a horror movie, but one of them happened to have a rich dad, so they could pay for a little bit better equipment. But nothing else. Like, they had one location to work with.
Yeah.
They figured out how to do 2 effects. And the rest was just a lot of just looking around with people like acting like something is happening. And a script where anybody else would look at it and go like, well, at this point they should just leave. No, but they don't. Why? They just don't, man.
There's no movie if they leave.
Yeah, exactly.
So pretty much it's a rich guy paying a director to take a shit on your face.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You kind of know what's coming as soon as you see that as right there. And when it happens, you're like, why wasn't I prepared for that?
Yeah, you just go like,
why did I move out of the way?
Why did this go past the opening sequence? I don't understand.
Well,
with the Possession, you get a bit more of a story.
Yes, I mean, and this time it deals with a demonic Jew. That's a little twist for you there.
I know.
It's a little twist. I was like, wow. Do Jewish people have to deal with demons as well?
Now it's funny because they bring up the Dybbuk, and I immediately knew what it was.
You did
because that movie, A Serious Man, that that Coen Brothers movie from a couple years back.
Okay,
because it opened with a scene like in Russia in the cold or somewhere with old Jews and the rabbi comes by and he's like, he's a Dybbuk. And they kill him. Like the wife is just like, I knew it. And you kind of don't know, but this is like saying like, it's kind of like saying like there was a curse on this family. So anyway, when it gets brought up in this movie, a Dybbuk, I'm like, hey, I know what that is.
But that box doesn't look like a Jewish man. That's the thing. I was like, because I guess that's what I was wondering. I was like, is the Dybbuk the box?
No, the box is what was holding the
What
Dybbuk.
holds it? Okay, because I know this. Okay, in this movie, there's a Dybbuk with some Hebrew writing that could say Nathan's hot dogs for all I care. But I mean, yeah, I was like, all right, but let's just get into it.
Okay,
I mean,
so basically you got Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who's like, if you don't know who this guy is, he's the comedian in The Watchmen.
I know who you're talking about.
Yes, there you go. Anybody else? Imagine if Robert Downey Jr. and Brad Garrett had a kid.
No thanks.
It'd be this guy. But he's a recently divorced father, divorced from Kira Sedgwick, who's got 2 daughters. Apparently, the divorce was not his idea. But he's trying to be a good single dad.
He's being a cool dad.
Yeah. Ex-wife, she's being a little bitchy, not too much.
Of course.
But she's got a new guy. who's kind of moving in. Yeah. So that's the setup. But it's him with his 2 daughters. Just taking them on the weekends, trying to have fun.
Yeah.
And like, hey, Dad, let's stop by this garage sale. Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. And they stop by because the guy needs dishes. Yeah, I don't know if you remember that.
That's right. It was like, Dad, you got a great house, but you live in like a bastard. You got no dishes. Let's stop in and get some dishes. Sweetheart, can we go to Walmart and get new dishes?
I know. I was like, that's your first problem. Right. That's where all this shit starts with this movie. It's like, don't ever go buy dishes at a goddamn yard sale ever. I mean, I've seen people lick their dishes. God knows what else they do with those goddamn dishes. It's like you might as well buy used underwear at the goddamn yard sale.
Yes. But in this yard sale is a black wooden box. Now we see this box at the beginning of the movie because it fucks up an old woman.
Oh, I know. I was like, wow, this box must have the soul of Ike Turner in it because this box fucks up this woman. I mean, like fucking Macho Man Randy Savage fucking you. Ooh yeah.
Yeah. There was an invisible Macho Man. It was like you just picked her up, body slammed her, threw her against the wall, did a suplex, a DDT.
Yeah. Playtime's over. Woo. Yeah. I thought she fucking slapped into a Slim Jim.
And finished off with the Bane backbreaker. Like, damn, man, this woman's like 80 years old. Come on.
I know, she needs to quit snapping into those Slim Jims, boy. I tell you, because that's what it looked like. I was like, wait, I've seen this before, but last time it was a little kid, and Randy Savage was doing this shit. But yeah, they get the box, and then of course,
the youngest daughter, she takes to this box. This is my box. Don't touch my box. You leave my fucking box alone.
She starts. The soul of Ike Turner starts to possess her.
Oh yeah, the soul of Ike Turner turns her into a goth kid. And the box is filled with one dead moth that multiplies into 1,000 live moths.
Gotta have them moths.
From here, you get all the creepy effects that go with what a ghost or / demon can do. It's your classic exorcism. You don't know what's coming, but it all has a theme. Little girl's being possessed.
Right.
At times she's a sweet little girl. Other times she's whipping ass.
Or she's pulling a Fight Club on herself.
She's pulling a Fight Club on herself.
Blaming the dad. And, of course, the whole family gets dysfunction. Even worse, to where, the dad's getting accused of all this shit, dealing with his daughter because his daughter's showing up with bruises. And, it turns for the worse where you're like, man, like this guy didn't have enough fucking problems dealing with his fucking crazy possessed wife. It's like he has crazy possessed kids to deal with. But, I mean, it is, the movie does become a cliche of every kind of exorcist movie we've seen. I mean, you see hints of, you could tell the guy's influences by watching this movie. And the director is Ole Bornedal.
But yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, he's is he Swedish?
That's a good question.
I thought we saw on his list of credits.
Yeah. Let's see. He's from. He was born in Denmark.
Denmark. Okay.
Yeah. So he was born in Nonsund, Denmark. So a place I will never fucking go.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, he. I mean, the thing is, I will say with this movie is that it does have its moments where visually it's stunning, and he knows how to add atmosphere to a lot of these scenes. But the only thing is that the movie seems so choppy from the get-go.
I mean, as to the visual flair, the movie's produced by Sam Raimi, and it made me think like when Sam Raimi did Drag Me to Hell, I was like, oh yeah, man, I want to see him do more horror movies. This is what I want to see.
And I'm still waiting to see that.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah. But looking at it, like some of the way it's shot and the way it's set up, it kept giving me that feeling like it wants to be Drag Me to Hell. It wants to be on that level.
It really does, yeah.
And this guy, he has a talent for putting scenes together. But you talk about the choppiness. I mean, this was like Coitus Interruptus, the movie, because every time it got to something really cool or genuinely scary, it would just cut to black. And then you're going to be on to the next scene. It's like, man, what? I know. I almost came, and you just cut me off every time.
And it's like they hire the guy to do the score. They hire the guy from the Muppets, from Sesame Street. That guy who could never finish a tune. He's like A B C D E E. Boom! Smashes smashes the piano. I'll never finish this. Never. And you're like, they hired that guy to do soundtrack because I swear to God, you hear that crash of a piano key, that key just go boom about 20 times. Yeah. But I mean, that's where they would cut it off, and you're just like, no. You were like building up something to like it's super creepy, and then boom, and then it would be a Google shot of a bird's eye view of the house or wherever the next scene was going to be set up. And and in moments like that, it really started to go, okay, this guy obviously is a huge Kubrick fan. I mean, Stanley Kubrick. I mean, for some reason, for me, it just kept like shoving that in my face, which I didn't mind because I'm like, you know what? It's been a while since somebody, did something with the visuals, at least to where they create the mood and they make the scene a lot more than it actually could have been.
Right.
If they would have just taken the traditional route of finishing it up. But I mean, I did have a problem where the eruption of it though.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think what killed me about this movie is how often it could have been a much better movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all the pieces were right there, and he just couldn't string them together or couldn't weave enough in there to keep it interesting in the spots where there was a lull. I mean, in the third act, you bring in this character who hadn't been in it before, because Jeffrey Dean Morgan is just like, I got to figure out what this is. I'll talk to my professor friend, and this professor's like laughing.
I know.
Like, these things called a Dybbuk, and a box might keep the spirit if you believe in that bullshit.
Yeah, if you believe in that craziness, where it's like his class is called somebody please believe in this bullshit so I can still work. I mean, because it's the typical guy that they always go to towards the end where they're like, okay, there's some crazy shit. It's either a guy who's studying this crap for a living, and it's like they took this role where this guy they've written this role out for this guy where it's like, okay, this role has been played by different people with the same, it's the same goddamn one guy telling you everything that is wrong with your situation, what is wrong with the box, and what is in your future as far as if you keep this shit around your house. And it's like, they were like, you know what, we have to do something, we have to change this up. So let's have the guy be a really bad comedian about it.
I mean, I did like that. Normally you get a guy who's some expert who's just like, oh, you don't understand. This is what's happening. Yeah. But this guy's like, I mean, there's this. And no, it's all in the text and everything, but whatever. It's just a bunch of myths.
I wish they could have gotten like Count Floyd. Ooh, this is a scary box. Oh, so scary. Did you open the box? Oh, it's I was like, wow. But this guy is like, he's laughing, making jokes, while the dad is like, you motherfucker.
my little girl. I don't know what's going on.
Girl stabbed me. She's fucking puking out moths over here. Which, by the way, I mean, you don't need a bug zapper. Just get one of these possessed girls to fucking suck up every goddamn bug in the room. I know. I'm like, wow, another cliche, which I'm like, okay, I guess this is the new thing with little girls, like, having things coming and going out of their mouths, where I'm like, are these demons, like, just on the verge of just being, like, the worst pedophiles ever?
Oh, did you notice how, like, to finally do the exorcism, he finds the world's tallest Hasidic Jew to come in and do this exorcism, which, a Jewish exorcism, that's something new. Okay, I'll go with that. The guy was an interesting looking character for sure. I mean, it does, at this point, it does go down the rabbit hole of cliches on, like exercising somebody, where the girl's being a contortionist, lights are going out, the demon might escape from one person to the next. They do actually show the demon, which I was kind of impressed by the. Oh,
there's, and I don't want to spoil it. There's a great scene where it's one of those scenes, where sometimes in these movies, there's times when you want everyone to know what's going on, just so you can get the effect of everyone going, "Holy fuck!" Fuck you, science, you lied to me. But I mean, there's a beautiful scene involving the demon where, I mean, when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I was like, wow, okay, this is something I've never seen before, where it's very effective and it's very cool. But that guy, okay, the guy that you get, the Hebrew guy that they have to go get, of course you need to find that exorcist.
Yeah, you got to find a shaman.
I was shocked when I was like, okay, is that who I think it is?
Who was it?
Okay, it's this. They got a reggae fucking Hebrew exorcist to help this little girl out, and it's this guy named Matashahu.
Okay,
I could be saying his name right. Let me see. I'll say his name is Matashahu.
Okay,
this guy, he's a Jewish, like, reggae performer.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like a Hebrew reggae performer. I mean, he has like the hat and everything. Yeah. Whatever the fuck you call that little black hat. And I mean, he has
yarmulke?
Like, the yarmulke. No, the actually top.
The big hat. With the brim.
The big hat. Yeah, with the brim and he's doing the Pippi Longstocking, pigtails or whatever. Yeah, I mean, this guy is actually he's a reggae artist. And like one of his famous CDs, he actually recorded here in Austin at Stubbs.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if you've seen the CD, you're like, okay, I know, because there was a time when it seemed like everyone fucking owned that album because it was just crazy that some Jewish guy was doing reggae.
Okay.
Some rabbi was doing reggae, and everyone had to own this because of the novelty of it. It's like, you will never see this shit anywhere else. But I was like, wow.
The Rabbi Farian.
Yeah,
okay.
I was like, wow, they brought this guy in to reggae the shit out of that demon. You know? But I mean, I honestly thought he was like a great addition.
He was.
As far as your typical, Max von Sydow who you usually get, or some young, some young guy who's so like scared and terrified. With this guy, is like, look, man, I have to help you because I have no choice. It's written that I have to, even though the rest of that whole rabbi group was fucking running for the hills.
Man, that was one of the best scenes in the movie. That normally, instead of them all trying to be heroes, like, hey, I'm holding up to take this. When he explains what it is, they all go like a whole room full of rabbis go, fuck that, and leave.
Even see one that runs like the Cowardly Lion, go, ooh, he jumps out the window.
It's like, well. Okay, we see the box, but I mean, as long as you didn't open it, you should be fine. Well, my daughter opened it. Well, I'm out. Later.
You hear some guy go,
good luck with that.
Yeah, you hear some guy go, fuck. Woo. But I mean, I will say that it is one of those movies where I was just thinking, man, this seems so typical and so kind of cliche. Yet I was like really taken back by the performance of the little girl.
Oh man, she was awesome.
Yeah, the girl. Let's see here. Her name is Natasha Callis. This girl was just amazing.
She was.
I mean, there's moments where she looks so cute, so innocent, and just like she's like a little kid. And then the next moment, her facial expressions when she's possessed just blew me away.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
what she did with her eyes and her facial expressions, like sold it so more than a lot of these other movies I've seen where people get possessed, where they kind of just they just act crazy or doing pretzels.
I've seen adults not be able to do what she pulled off in this movie. Did you notice when she did the Spider-Man pose?
Oh yeah, I did. I know. All I saw was like, wow, it's a 3-point pose, and it was like, and she did this like awesome yell where I was like, she's gonna be the next Black Canary. It's like, it's badass. It's like, yeah, and it's like, fuck yeah. I was waiting to see a cape like just come out of her ass or something, just go start billowing in the wind. That was a cool moment.
It was.
But there's a lot of cool moments in this movie, and it just seemed like it was cut so strange. I kept thinking that maybe there's a longer movie that they might have had to where it was so long that they cut it up, because so many scenes. It was once again where it seemed like there was so many scenes that it felt like some stuff was left out. Like, I mean, it seemed so choppy to me that I'm like, maybe there was more. Maybe there was more to what was going on, and they just said, this has to be cut short because it's a horror movie. You can't have a 2-hour horror film, because it's just those horror films just don't work. I mean, because it seemed like everyone it was so invested in it. Like you said, you could see that there was a great movie in there.
Yeah.
Somewhere. It's just that they just cut the hell out of it.
Yeah, they did. They shaved off the parts.
It.
Every time it was almost great. It was like sabotage. Like somebody whoever had the final edit was just like, I hate this director.
Yeah.
And he will not he will not prosper on my watch. Yeah. I will make sure he fails.
And it's too bad, because I would love to see this guy actually do another horror film. Because like I said, the visuals, the tone of it, even all the acting. They kind of sold it to me, yet it was just too cliche.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you give it overall?
Well, the thing is, it's like, as much as it strikes me, it's another one of these movies where when I talk about it, it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But actually sitting through it, it was not. Mm-hmm. And I had two things going against me on this. Mm-hmm. One being that I saw it in D-Box.
Oh, jeez.
Because I was like, hey, this might not be a good movie. I want to help it as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. You got to stop doing that. I'm sure I can watch a piece of shit movie in D-Box and give it like the greatest rating of all time.
But the thing is, it didn't help.
Oh.
Matter of fact, seeing it in D-Box just pointed out what a waste it was to have in D-Box.
Oh, well, fuck me. Never mind. Yeah.
It barely moved. Like, they would just kind of rumble my seat every time a car drove by. It would kind of yank me whenever it got too slow, almost like it was saying, wake up, Leon.
Yeah. Leaves falling off a tree.
But, man, you talk about a waste of a movie in D-Box. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
If you pay your money to see this, you're gonna go like, I could have just sat in my easy chair.
Yeah.
You know, a chair you put a quarter in to give you a massage would do more than your chair does watching this movie.
D stands for disappointing.
Disappointing, yeah. Also, Friday night, saw it at the theater in the hood. Audience would not shut the fuck up the whole time I was watching it.
I saw it at midnight, and there was people in the back that kept screaming during every jump scare, every typical jump scare that you could possibly imagine. Even when they were buying dishes, people were screaming. I mean, I don't mind those audiences.
No,
sometimes.
that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. An audience who were reacting, and the audience who was there did react. But I'm talking about like there was a baby about 3 rows down, and the people were gonna like somebody shushed them, and they took their baby and got out. Which I was like, that's cool. But sitting 2 rows below me with 3 people who were like, it was showtime at the Apollo, and they were just talking, having conversations, and thinking that everything they were funny. Like they would start to get louder and louder, and then somebody, often me, would say, "Shh," and they'd start their volume would drop, but then it was she grind like, "Ooh, I can't believe she said I slapped the shit out of that girl." I mean, every time they say something like that, I would kind of laugh.
Yeah,
but otherwise,
it's like, hey, your comedy fucking sucks. All right, shut up.
Exactly.
This ain't fucking amateur night at the Apollo. This is the fucking Possession and D-Box.
Yeah, no. The fact is, all the great things that are in this movie are what are going to make me give it a rental rather than some old bullshit. Because man, it's just not that great of an experience to watch it. Even though you can appreciate the parts, the sum of the parts, are less than.
I'm right there with you. It is the sum of the parts, and the parts that I found visually striking were just gorgeous. I mean, I was like, man, there is a great movie here. But it just really didn't manifest in what it should have been. And you know, like I said, just too many cliches. Too many cliches.
Ultimately, that's what it was.
I mean, it's so predictable. I mean, you can have the greatest actress like this little girl. I hope I see her in more movies because she's brilliant. I mean, I will go as far as to say she is brilliant.
She really is.
Given, and I mean, even when you see her do her demon faces, and you know, which by the way, I think demons have the worst lazy eye ever. You know,
it's like they give you a stroke part of the way on the possession.
Yeah. I can understand why that reggae guy was used to this shit, because I'm sure he's fucking high on all kinds of weed, and he's like, oh, well, yeah, whatever. You're not impressing me here. I'm gonna get you the fuck out of this kid. But I mean, yeah. So it's just one of those movies that had a lot of potential, and you know, I'm like, yeah, sure. Hey, it's a new take on the whole exorcism. You got Jewish demons. What's more scary than that? You know? You can end up spending a shitload of money to get them out of your little kid. They'll take that money away. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, it does. Ooh, and I was on borderline thinking matinee, but I mean, it is a rental. I mean, I'm like, because it's one of those things where you walk out and you go, can I really recommend this to my friends? And I'm like, no, because my friends have seen these movies before.
Exactly.
And it's like, you know, they'll probably agree. Yeah, the visual moments, especially with the demons and, you know, the acting, sure, it's great, but everything else was subpar.
It's like there's touches of a new take on it, but overall not. And that ending was one of those where you go, really?
Yeah, especially when you're like, wait, I thought you said this was a true story.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
This is a true story.
You know what?
This is a true story we just made up.
It's nowadays like every exorcism movie goes, this is based on a true story. And I can only assume that there's like, well, there's one story where they thought a girl really had a demon in her. So anytime you make an exorcism movie, you can say like, hey, it's based on that true story.
Yeah, this really fucking happened, yo.
The one thing I think might have happened was that one scene where the girl is in school and that kid like steals her box. And she's like, give me that box. And she beats the fuck out of this little boy. And it's awesome.
I'm telling you, I don't know if Ike Turner was ever Jewish, but man, whenever that kid was possessed, she started beating the shit out of everybody. She beat the shit out of her mom, her dad, that fucking little kid. I've seen that kid get his ass beat in school before, and it's not pretty.
It's beautiful because he's asking for it.
Oh, he's so asking for it. He's like, you see him like, yeah, he's like being all clever, taking that bag, going, check this out. Hey, you lose something? oh yeah, you're about to lose your fucking ass, buddy. Your ass and your teeth. Oh man, you know, I'm gonna go pick up one of these possess Jewish girls because I got a barbecue coming up, and I need to make sure my fucking my shit is fly free.
You let my daughter go.
I saw something in her.